Hey everyone, hope you guys are doing well. We are back with another What's Sold on eBay video. This is 3 days of sales in the eBay store. A lot of bread and butter type stuff in this one. There are a couple bigger items, but for the most part, it's kind of consistent with the bread and butter stuff. And that's really what makes my store kind of stay consistent, I guess. It kind of keeps it where it's at. And usually my sales numbers are pretty good because of the consistency of the bread and butter stuff, not so much always getting home runs. Because though they're out there and I do get them sometimes, they're not as easy to find, and obviously sometimes if it's a really good item, sometimes people want you to pay up for it. You can't always find $150 items for $1. It's just not realistic. At least I haven't been able to myself yet. So a lot of times the bread and butter is stuff that you might find out there that hopefully you can incorporate into your business. With that said, my last video we had a GoPro type video. Hopefully you guys know there was some really cool stuff in there. A lot of the Kool-Aid stuff is already sold. And I got some offers on some other stuff. That Pendleton jacket was awesome as well. I will say that, yes, you probably could hear the breathing. I had my mask on. It was about 105 that day here in California. And I had the mic even higher up than I normally do. I didn't realize it till later that day. So it was like right up near me, which probably didn't help for picking up the breathing sounds. Plus, I'm just a big guy, if you didn't know that already. Definitely not super slim, so I'm sure that didn't help either, but I apologize if it was too inconvenient. If you guys want to see him, let me know in that video, or in this one you still want to see him, and I'll try to get him out there. It's just a different style of video. I know some people like to see that kind of stuff, but let's go over what sold. First off, Michael Jackson Off the Wall Special Edition CD sold for $8.09 on sale. Again, my CDs have done really well for me this year. I usually buy them in lots, and I'm getting there for pennies on the dollar usually when I'm trying to buy them in bulk. And then I find the good ones that sell, and the rest I either go to Declutter and scan them. And if they sell, if they'll give me some money, I sell them there. If not, we just lot up the ones by like artists and then get rid of all the rest. And it's worked out pretty well. A Sam's Tea-Food Tiki mug from 2007. I got this one from Storage Unit Guy on one of the buys we had, but I will say that this one was listed at $80 and I took a best offer of $60. The lady who bought it, believe it was a lady, she basically kind of whittled me down and informed me how it wasn't as valuable as I thought and all this stuff, but she was kind, but was telling me all that, and she just really wanted it. So eventually I just sent her an offer for $60. That was the lowest I would take. She jumped on it, and I was happy to get rid of it. So yeah, tiki mugs do sell. Some of the old ones from hotels in the 60s can do really well if you can find the right ones. Some of the Tiki Farm ones and stuff do okay. Some of them are not, they're like $15 mugs sometimes. But keep an eye out if you see them. 5 RIT laundry treatments. There's actually 2 sets of 5. One person bought 2. They bought them for $44.98. They were on sale. I bought a whole bag of these. I have hundreds of them. And I've been parting them out in lots of 5. They sell for usually about $25 ship, but sometimes they're on sale for like $22.49 or whatever it is. And this person bought 2, and then just the other day someone bought 4 sets from me at once. So pretty good to sell that many. I spent $30 on that whole bag. A Panasonic KX TGD 560 answering machine. This is just the base. There's no phone or anything. It comes with the power cord, but I bought the phone. It didn't come in the box or anything. I think I paid $5 for it, and I ended up parting it out because it seemed like there was some value in this one. $18 on this. I just sold 2 handsets from this the other day for $14 each to the same buyer. There's another $28. There's some money in there. You can part out the phones, but be careful. They can take a little while, and some of them aren't worth a lot of money, some of the other brands. Usually I've had success with Panasonic ones, AT&T ones. Some of the Uniden ones and some of the VTech ones or whatever are not always as great. And a bunch of people sell these, and some people it's not worth your time. But if you are going to find them, get them for cheap. You got to test them, and maybe you'll make some money. Here's a Farberware. This is like the rotisserie grill. It's a little beam that goes across the support bar to hold it up. This little guy sold for $13 shipped. It sells almost every time someone seems to want this. When I get them and parted out, this one sells probably one of the quickest pieces that sells. That or the heating coil sells pretty quick. The Tao Te Ching, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, 81 verses. This one sold for $12 shipped. It was just a book that came in a big box of books that I had, and scanned it and sold it for $12. A Lego Police Patrol Boat. It's not complete. It's missing quite a bit of pieces, and some of the pieces on there I don't think go with it. This came from the $1,600 Lego and Toy Buy. Took a best offer of $25 shipped. It cost us like $8 or $9 to ship it out. Power Rangers Dino Thunder PS2 game sold for $7.19 on sale. Not a great buy there. Gravediggaz, the Pick, Sickle, and Shovel cassette. This one sold for $15.33. It was on sale 15% off, but they did pay whatever that price was. I didn't take an offer. I've done so well on the wrap cassettes. I'm not going to keep going over it, but they just keep selling. Hallmark Hallmark Christmas Goofy cards. These are brand new sealed, not just Goofy, but Mickey, Minnie, all of them are on there. I got these from Storage Unit Guy. We just threw them into the pile, and they sold for $16.14. They were brand new. So actually, my father-in-law found these when he was with me. He threw them in, and they went out first class. Some of the old cards people do buy, I guess, so that's good. This is a Nelson softcover Bible, sold for $22.79. I didn't think this one would sell. It's been up for a little while, but finally sold for $22.79. I think I paid $1 for it at a garage sale. I'm getting a little pickier with certain Bibles. I'm trying to find usually the leather ones, and I'm learning a lot too. It's not just pickiness, also it's learning more about which ones sell better. So keep an eye out. You'll see some probably in the next couple weeks that sell pretty well. A Tekken 6. This is a 360 game. It's sold to one of the guys who buys a lot of video. I don't know if he does Amazon or what, but he buys all the time from me. He said I had this at 15. He said he'd pay 14. So I was like, sure. So I sent him an offer for 14, and he took it. 5 Disneyland coins. They sold on sale for $7.12. We have a whole bag of them. We had a whole bag. We've sold through quite a bit, 8 or 9 little sets. We paid $5 for the bag, and we'll sell through the rest eventually. They sell pretty slow though, so they are selling. Here's one of the better items. This is an Igloo Playmate Ultra Elite Cooler. It's kind of like a Starfish and kind of like a Seascape pattern on there. It's really awesome. I mean, I don't have a use for it, but I thought it was a really cool cooler. I picked it up for $2 at a garage sale, and it sold for $61.74. I sent a 5% off to Watchers or something like that, and there was a couple of Watchers, and one of them grabbed it, and it sold for $61.74. It's a little bit bigger. It's not one of the huge coolers, but it's kind of a middle of the road one. But it ended up selling or shipping for, I think, 19 shipped or something like that. Wasn't too bad because it's not too heavy, and the person did get it, and they left me good feedback. We have a Shining VHS. This one sold for $11.39 on sale. So that was from the Rock and Roll By. A lot of horror type videos or VHSs still sell. George Sezel Live in Tokyo CD. This is from the Rock and Roll By. It sold for $42.74 on sale. This one was also a 5% off to Watchers. I did a bulk offer to Watchers at 5%, and this one sold for $42.74. So CDs can sell pretty well. That one was used. 7 Pokemon DVDs. Got these, I think, from Storage Unit Guy as well. Threw them in my pile, and they ended up selling for $55.09 on a 5% off to Watchers, I believe, as well. This one, pretty good deal there for 7 DVDs that are used. So if you can find the Pokemon ones, might be worth lotting them together. A Hasbro Star Wars Legacy Collection Trooper. This one sold on a 15% off sale for $21.24. We have 6 Walt Disney, these are actually movies that are the cassette or the soundtrack. So there's Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Fantasia, Snow White. There's a couple other ones there. I don't know what they were, but I ended up getting these in the Rock and Roll By. They were mixed in with all the other cassettes. I lotted them together, and they sold for 38 ship, which I thought was a pretty good deal for some cassettes. I had no idea I'd get that kind of money out of them. I listed them high, and someone actually paid for them. Oil for the Lamps of China. This is a DVD by the Warner Brothers Archive or whatever collection. This one sold for $8.99. I bought a bunch of these Warner Brothers ones, and I spent $10 for a whole stack of them, plus some reel-to-reels, and this one sold for $9. Most of them sell for anywhere from 8 to 12 shipped. Some can go more, but that's kind of the price you see for most of them. 1990 Mazda 626. This is a wiring repair manual and the highlights manual. It's for the same year, same vehicle set, and it sold for $25 on a best offer. Those are from the big manual buy. I got a bunch of these Cleveland Browns Pocket Pro. They have the 2-bar. It's the face mask is a 2-bar one. I bought a whole collection for $30 from one of my old sources. I don't talk to him anymore. He doesn't sell anything to me. I don't know what happened, but that was one I'm kind of bummed about still. Either way, I bought all these helmets from him, and most of them have sold for $10 to $20, and there was 32 of them or whatever, plus there was, I think, one extra. And on this one, I took a best offer of 10. This one was just kind of a basic one. Some of the ones have the older logos for the team, so they're a little more desirable, but this one was just kind of plain, so I ended up selling for 10. Pikes Peak, I just copied someone's listing, Getting High or whatever, pot. I don't know much about it, so if anyone does, feel free to enlighten me, but it sold for $13.49. I just copied a listing. I found one. I paid $2 at Goodwill, found a comp on it, and mine finally sold after years for $13.49, so wouldn't buy it again. This one's going to say $33.98 for 2 remotes. It actually only was one. The buyer only bought one. There was a mess up in the order or whatever, but it's a Sony RMT D176A. This is from the remotes I bought while on vacation. It sold for whatever the total of that is, $16.99 or whatever it is. Someone bought one remote. We ended up having to refund because he had ordered two, but it was fine, no big deal. Star Wars Darth Vader mask. This one sold for $16.14. It was not a great deal because not only did it sell for $16.14, which isn't that much, it also cost like $8 to ship at $8.50 or something like that. So we made a little bit of money. I think I paid $1 for it, but would not do that one again because the value is not there and it's too heavy. The Beatles Please Me CD. This one sold for $14.99. These remotes surprised me. They're also from the Vacation Remote by Go Video Remotes. Look up, they make like VCRs and stuff, DVD players. I did not expect these ones to sell. All of the ones I bought by this brand sell for at least $20. So this one sold for $20. I think I sell one for $25 or $30 here coming up in a couple weeks. So definitely look out for the Go Video Remotes. They can do well. This also came from the Samsung remote. Sold for $29 shipped. Not going to read the model number because it's just super long, but you could pause the video, I guess, if you want. Malibu Barbie coloring book. This one sold for $19 shipped. It had a couple pages that were colored. The people had colored it in or whatever, but it was only like 3 or 4. Most of them were actually still untouched or whatever. It was from 1973. Got 19 shipped, and it goes first class. And Bud, the Knitter's Handbook. I bought a bunch of knitting stuff from a thrift store for $2. They were like $6, $2 each plus tax. This one sold for $19. They all sold for around $18 to $25. So I picked them all up, but this one sold for $19 shipped. Goes out media mail. Here is one of my earliest listings. You can tell that it's not great, so don't judge me. This was up for many years, and finally the right buyer came through. It was It was a Disney Mickey Mouse theme mug, plastic, and it has a little hat on there and everything. It sold for $6.40 with a 25% off sale. It cost us $4 to ship it, and I think we probably lost money by the time you factor in how many times it's been relisted, but happy to see it go and get out of here, so hopefully the buyer's happy, no big deal. Rock Band Guitar Hero drum. These sell all the time, even better now since the quarantine and everything, but 30 shipped on that guy. Look out for the Rock Band drums. A Ryobi charger. This one sold for 25 shipped. This is from that big charger buy we had. These end up going in the padded flat rate. Bubble wrap them into a padded flat rate, and usually no issues. Agony by Flesh God Apocalypse. Never heard of that band before, but it sold for $9.49. That was also one of those 5% off sales, I believe. NCIS Seasons 1 through 6 sold 20% off for $30.39. I love selling DVDs. Says this one sat way too long. My price must have just been too high. I have a couple that I have in my inventory that I'd like to get rid of because they've been up for a while, but happy on that. This one was awesome. This is a charger I paid $5 for at a garage sale. It's an OEM Works power station. Did not think it'd be worth as much as it was, but it sold for $50 shipped, and it sold overnight. So look out for that charger. It does really well, and obviously sell through is pretty quick on that one. A Westview High School yearbook. I bought a bunch of newer yearbooks from like 2015 and on from one of my sources. He had bought a storage unit, and the person who worked there, I guess, had a bunch of these, or the person that owned the unit had a bunch of these yearbooks in there. I bought like 40 or 50 yearbooks for $25 or $30, something like that. And there's some duplicates and everything, but most of them are newer ones. I'm guessing the person must have been a rep or something like that, because why would you have so many yearbooks? I mean, I did have a little pamphlet in there about like different styles you could do, so I'm guessing they were a rep, but this one sold for $46.74. None of them seem to have any defects, and all the people who have bought them have been happy, so I was happy about that. Look out for these wireless phone jacks. This one's by RCA. I think Philips makes one, GE makes one, a couple other brands make them. Radio Shack, I think, makes one. This one was not brand new in box. It's open box. I sold it for $50 shipped. I paid $6. There's usually 2 in a set, but these little wireless phone jacks always sell. I usually get about 30 or 28 for 2 of them. If they're loose, they don't come with the packaging, and then a brand new set that's actually sealed you might get 65 for. So not a crazy thing, but definitely worth looking out for. Vanna's Afghan and Crochet book. This one sold for $60 on a best offer. Had a bunch of patterns in there. I didn't count them. That was my biggest flaw. I was a little too lazy, I guess. But if you count them and say how many patterns you have, you're better off to get a better sale, because someone will know what they're actually getting. I took pictures and kind of showed them on the side, but I should have counted them and then put it in the listing. World War II, like bombers and fighter planes, Hawaiian shirt by Sportsman Apparel. This one sold for $20 shipped on a best offer. I think I paid $4. We did okay on it, but it's been up for a while, and I'd rather not pay $420 if it's going to sit that long. I'd rather put that money into something else. Vicente Amigo City of Ideas. This is a CD as well, sold for $30 shipped. This is a Enoch Tran 84. I don't know, some turtle 1980s. I copied a listing on this one as well. They had it as Aboriginal, was the art style, I guess. But this one sold for 19 shipped. I paid $2 for it, so we made some money, but it sat for quite a while. And you guys know I'm not buying clothing as much as I was, even though every once in a while I still end up buying some just because I can't help myself. Here's a lot of 5 Ushio halogen light bulbs. These ones sold for $16.14 on sale. Bought a bunch of these from a Savers. There was a couple bags of them, and I've lotted them together in lots of 5. And we've done okay. They sell first class. We don't make a ton of money, but it is a multi-quantity listing. I think I have 1 set left, so cannot complain. Some Harley women's size 13 boots. Paid $15 for these at a garage, so they sold for $65. I should have waited for $75. That's what I wanted, but the buyer came back with me at $65 and how she really wanted them and all this stuff, and I ended up accepting it. So they cost us like $18 to ship, or $17. I think FedEx. They're heavy and they were big, and we made money for sure. We can't complain about it, but I probably could have waited and got it, I think. Farberware Open Hearth Broiler. This is the power cord from the same Open Hearth we sold that little support beam for, but this one sold for 20 shipped. Transformers Titans Octane figure. This came from the Transformer buy. Sold that one for 29. Just a fair. He was missing, I think, a weapon or something like that, but he still sold. Winback. I never heard of this game before for the 64. I never even seen it, and then I picked it up one day for I think $2 at a garage. So just because I had never seen it before, grabbed it, and it sold for 23 shipped. Took a little while, but did sell, and it's a game I never heard of, so I'm going to take a chance on that. A Bachmann Transformer. This is a G-Scale train transformer. It sold for 28 shipped. I spent $20 on a G-Scale Bachmann train. You guys, I think, saw me sell a car the other day for 50. This is the transformer. It sold for 28, and I think I sold one more car for I think 40 or 50, and I got a couple left. A lot of them had wear, but it was a G-Scale train. These are the bigger ones, so look out for those. A Slayer 2006 Unholy Alliance banner. This one was from the My Pet Monster buy. I had it listed at 50 or $60, something like that. There were no real comps. I wasn't in perfect shape, but someone was buying it global shipping, and they were getting charged extra. Well, it was costing them more to ship it, so they wanted a better deal, and I ended up accepting an offer of 40, which I thought was fair. So maybe could have got more if I waited. Who knows? Ice Cube Death Certificate CD sold for $13.49. That's from a different CD buy. And lastly, guys, the final item, a Manhunt for PS2 disc only, sold for 14 shipped. The funny thing about this is, guy got it, said it doesn't work. He wants to open a return. Said it won't. It loads in there, but it's not taking his memory card, so something's wrong with the game. And then I messaged him. I said, well, just send it back to me through the return process. We have free returns, whatever. The same spiel I give everybody. And like 2 minutes later, the guy messaged me and said, no, it was my memory card. I put in an actual PS2 memory card, and it works perfectly, so no need to return it. So I was happy. At least he figured out his own problem, and it was one of those things where probably just an oversight on his part. But, I mean, that happens sometimes, and that's why I always send out the same thing and just see what they say. If he would have returned it, it's part of the business. We eat a return on there, and we just move forward. So that's life. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.